Good day, everybody. How are you? I'm fine. It's been a long time. So now, I want us to check the recent paper that was written this year. So November 2023 maths paper one. So we are still gonna start with question one, which is what algebra there. So now, let's check something. On the first question now, they are saying solve for x. So now on the first question there, they gave you x squared plus x minus 12. So now, before punching in your calculator, because most of us use quadratic formula just to finish fast, you must check this. This is the form, the correct form of a quadratic equation, which means you must follow this form: ax squared plus bx plus c. So let's check our equation. I have x squared plus x minus 12. So it means the equation, it is now sorted because there is x squared, there is x, and there is minus 12. So now I can simply solve for x. But in this equation, it seems simpler. So I'll simply do what? Use factorization method. So let's start. You can do your quadratic formula, but I'll use the factorization method. So now what do we have there? So I'll simply say I need to have x squared plus x minus 12. So I'm gonna use this now and then 12. So I have x plus 4, x minus 3 here is equals to 0. So it means x plus 4 it is equals to 0, or x minus 3 is equals to 0, which means x is equals to minus 4 or x is equals to 3, because now you're going to transpose this 4 to the other side and that is the same thing. So now let's check the second one. Now it is saying that it is 3x squared minus 2x is equals to 6. But now they are saying what? Correct to 2 decimal places. So now by now you should know that this is the type of question where you are now forced to do what? To use a quadratic equation. Seems like this camera is blah blah blah. So now let's go. You will now do like this: 1.1.2. So I have 3x squared minus 2x is equals to 6. But you cannot start by doing anything, because I said you must follow this order: ax squared plus bx plus c. So it means the c there, it is a constant, it's a number, ne? So now it means will have to do what? Transpose this 6 to the left hand side so that it can be a complete equation and follow that quadratic equation form. So it means I'll have 3x squared minus 2x minus 6, which is equals to 0. And then now when you're going to use a quadratic formula, please do everything. Show them the formula: minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac. Seems like the marker is dying, but it's fine. Over 2a. Can you see it now? So now on the second step, don't just go straight to the answers. Substitute and show them where you got your answers. And then now we are going to substitute together. So it is going to be x, it is equals to, what is the value of b? It is 2. So it is minus 2 plus minus, open this thing. So what is the b there? Minus 2 squared minus 4, which is 8, 3, c, it is minus 6, over 2, 3. And then it means with x, it is equals to what? Well, you will punch in your calculator and the 1.79, or x, it is equals to negative 1.12, because they told us that we must correct to what? To 2dp. Okay, so now let's go to 1.1.3. So now on 1.1.3, it is a set equation: root of 2x plus 1 is equals to x minus 1. So now in this case, you know the drill. Now we are going to start by doing what? Removing the square root. So what we have? Root of 2x plus 1, it is equals to x minus 1. But remember, a root means it means lana is what? 2. So you are simply doing what? We are simply gonna square in order to remove what? The square. You know the drill, right? So now you are simply gonna write 2x plus 1 squared is equals to x minus 1 squared. Okay, so now when you square this thing, you're simply going to remove this square root so that we are left with this one. So on the other side, I have what? X squared minus 2x plus 1. I simply expanded directly. So this is the same as having what? X minus 1, x minus 1. So it is x times x, x squared. X times minus 1, it is minus x. Minus 1 times x, is minus x. And then minus 1 plus times minus 1, it is what? Positive 1. So they are like terms there, which is what? Minus x and minus x. Minus x, it is the same as what? Minus 2. So now when it is like that, we are simply going to do what? Arrange them and put them in order. Remember, we're still following that form of... So now let's go. But now check something. In this side, I have my x squared. So let's leave it there, because if you're going to take it to the other side, it is now going to be negative, which is going to be a problem. So now I can write here x squared minus 2x plus 1. Simply considering the numbers, the things that are there. Ne? And then now when I take this 2 to the other side, it will become what? Minus 2x. When I take this one to the other side, it will become what? Minus 1. And then now we are equating to 0. We simply grouped them into 1. Okay, so now let's go. Let's now do like terms. Is there another x squared? No, so it is simply x squared here. So now I have another like term, other like terms, minus 2x and minus 2x, which is the same as what? Minus 4x. And then I have 1 minus 1, which is now the same as what? 0. So I can now equate to 0. And then now when it is like this, it is x squared minus 4x. So you cannot take 4 to the other side and say you are going to divide by x or something. No, that will not apply. So now you'll have to do what? Take out the common factor. So now I'm simply going to take out x because it is common. So it is going to be x and then x minus 4 is equal to 0. Remember, whenever you are factoring out something, a number or a variable or something, if you want to multiply, it must take you back to what you had before. So now if I say x times x, I have x squared. X times minus 4, I have minus 4x. Is it fine? And then when it is like this, you must always apply this thing to other questions. Ne? This is a critical stage. It is very important. So now there are questions whereby it can come like this or like that, whereby they say solve for x. And then when you'll be having something like this. Don't expand like if it is something like this, because if you expand, check, it is going to take me there. So now when it is like this, we are simply equating everything to 0. So x is equal to 0, or x minus 4, it is equals to 0. So it means therefore x it is equals to 4. But now there is a problem there. The problem is that this is a set equation, so you must have a valid answer. Is it fine? So now let me show you how to determine a valid answer. Let me take my calculator. So now we are going to start with 0. That is our answer. You simply say root of. This is the initial equation we had. You take the initial equation. So you write 2. And then where there is x, you put 0, because that is the value that you have, plus 1. So now this one gives me what? 1. But now, we are done with the left hand side. Let's consider the right hand side. What is the x? 0, and then it's minus 1. So now it simply means it is not equals to 0. It is not equals to 0. This thing, it is not equals to 0. And then now it means 0, it is not a valid answer. Let's check 4. You take 2, where there is x, you put what? 4. Close bracket, and then plus 1. What do you get? You get 3. On this side, on the left hand side, using this equation. Let's use x minus 1. Where there is x, you put what? 4. Minus 1. You get what? 3. So 3, it is equals to 3. So it means you're going to write x, it is not equals to 0. So therefore, x, it is equals to 4 only. You write 4 only. That's how you deal with set equations. You must always make sure that you confirm a valid answer. Sometimes you'll have both values as valid answers, but you must always conclude with this statement, because this thing has a mark. Otherwise, if you left it like that, so like if you left it like this, you're gonna get, it is what, 4 marks. You're gonna get 3 out of 4. So please make sure that you get all the marks there. This is where people lose marks. That they don't consider, they don't check the valid answer. So please make sure that you do what, you check the valid answer. Okay, let's go to the next one. And then now on 1.1.4, I don't need this thing. I will simply take the question. It's the same. X squared minus 3x, minus 3 greater than 2x. Now they tried making it tricky for us. But now check something. Check something there. The equation has a what? A sign of greater than. So which means, Uguti, we must do what? We must split the answers that we get. But let's check something there. The value of a, it is positive, so we are allowed to do so. There are cases whereby it is a negative a value and then you have greater than, whereby you'll have to make the value of a positive. But I will show you after this question. So now, but we have a problem, the small problem. This equation, it is not in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. This is what you must follow: ax squared plus bx plus c. We must follow this concept of a quadratic equation. This is the form that we must, on how we must represent our quadratic equations. So now it means, I will have to take this 2x to the other side. So it will be what? X squared minus what? 2x minus 3 greater than 0. Because I am simply taking the 2x must be in the second position, because it is the one that has the what? The coefficient of x. 2, it is the coefficient of x. And then c, it is what? It is a constant. So 3, it is the what? The constant. So in this case, the value of a, it is what? It is 1. So now you can simply do what? Use your calculator. I'm going to factorize again. You can use your quadratic formula because I showed you on the other thing. So it will be what? X plus 1, x minus 3. But now there is something that I omitted something. It is very, very important for you to put it. Okay, now everything is still fine. I'm still factorizing. So now when it is like this, guys, please be careful. These are inequalities. When you are now representing your answers, this is what you must do. You will say critical values, then you do this. Because you know what, after this step, you will be having what? X values. So now you'll say what? X, it is equals to minus 1, because you know what? This one will give you minus 1. Or x, it is equals to 3. If you simply put your answer like this, like if you on this step and you write it like this, you are gonna now get everything wrong because of this thing. This is very, very important. Critical values. Is it fine? And then on the next step, this thing is out of 4. So already you have 2 marks. You are now left with the 2 marks of representing your answers. So now check something. I said that as long as my a, it is positive and it is greater than 0, you must do what? Split the 2 answers. So now they must look at each other. So I will be having something like this or like this. They must look at each other. So now in this case, I simply have what? X, it is less than negative 1, because this value is a negative value. It is a negative. It is negative. Or x, it is what? Greater than 3, because 3 is a positive value. Then now in this case, you have what? 2 marks. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. You have your answers there. Is it fine, guys? Please don't make a mistake. So now let me show you a case whereby you'll have something which is negative. I'm gonna take the very same example. So for example, you'll be having something like negative x squared, né? And then they'll say minus 2x and then minus 3. It is greater than 0. When it is like this, don't rush. Make sure that the value of a, it is what? It is positive. Make sure that the value of a is what? It is positive. So you must start by doing what? Dividing everything by a negative 1 or a negative. So that now you will be having what? X squared, which is positive, plus 2x, and then plus what? Plus 3. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's a hypothetical example. I'm not sure if it will give you answers or what, but I was just saying the main thing that I wanted to stipulate it is this thing. When it is greater than and the value of a is negative, you must now change the sign of this a value. And then now when it is like this, that's when the value of a, the inequality sign do what? Changes. When you're dividing by a negative on an equation, the inequality sign changes. Remember what I said on that video? That's what you must know. Okay, so in this equation, it was x squared minus 3x greater than 2x. But I realized that it is not in the form of what? Ax squared plus bx plus c. So we must rearrange it and put it in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So here it is. But now I can see that the value of a, it is positive and it is greater than 0. So I can do what? Split my answers. But now in a case whereby you have a value of a, which is this one, as a negative 1, as a negative, and then it is greater than 0, you must make sure that you change the sign of a. You change the sign. That's why I divided everything by what? By a negative. And the moment you change something with a negative, it changes the inequality sign. And then when it is like this, that is when you are going to combine your what? Your x values. Maybe it will give me answers. You will be having this and this as your two answers. Remember, you are starting with a small number and underline with a big number. So you must be careful with the inequality sign. If you see it greater than 0, make sure that you check it, you confirm it with the value of a, because if you simply write your answers like this, you're going to get everything wrong, because the value of a must be positive. I hope you have understood it. Let's go to the next question. So now this is now simultaneous 1.2. So now let me change my marker. Seems like it is dying, so it's fine. So simultaneous, I hope this one will be better. So I have x plus 2y. X plus 2 is equals to 2y. And then there's the second one, 1 over x plus 1 over y is equals to 1. So now I can simply make what? X the subject on the first equation. And say what? X, it is equals to 2y minus 2. I can say equation 1 and call this one equation 2 or whatever, in any way. And then you must know that already, if after making x the subject already, guys, in simultaneous, the main thing it is to make x or y the subject. You already have your 1 mark out of 6 marks, 7 marks, or 8 marks, or 5 marks. In this case, it is 5 marks, but already I have 1 out of 5. After that, that's when I'm going to substitute. You can say sub 1 into 2. So now let's go. That's where we are going to start. So I'm going to have 1 over, I'm taking this one, right? Where there is x, I'm going to put what? 2y minus 2 plus 1 over y is equals to 1. Now we are going to start. Remember what I said about denominators. Whenever you have a fraction, you multiply by what? By a denominator. So in this case, I have 2 denominators. Is it fine? So now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start multiplying everything by this denominator, which is 2y minus 2. So multiplying by 2y minus 2 everywhere. Like indicate with 2y minus 2 times 2y minus 2. So now when I'm multiplying by 2y minus 2, this is where this one and this one will cancel. This one will cancel that one. So here I'll be left with 1. And then plus. And this one will be multiplying 2y minus 2. When you are multiplying a denominator to another fraction, that denominator will multiply what? The numerator. So now you'll be having what? 2y minus 2 over y, which is equals to 2y minus 2, because it was being multiplied by 1. Is it fine, guys? And then now on the second part, now we are going to continue again. That's where we have what? We have another fraction there. Now we are going to do the very same thing. In this case, we are going to multiply by what? By y times y. You can put it, yeah, times y. And then this one times y. Now things are going to change. In this case, this y will be multiplied to that one. So you'll have y, because y times 1, it is the same as y. And then plus. Remember I said if you are multiplying by the denominator, you'll be multiplying everything by that denominator. So in this case, this y will cancel with that y there. And then now you'll be left with what? 2y minus 2, which is equals to, now this 2y minus 2, it is being multiplied to y. So it is the same as 2y minus 2 times y, which is the same as what? 2y squared minus 2y. Is it fine? Now when it is like this, that's when you can now do what? Group everything and make it like terms. But I'm simply going to make this one the same as that one in the first question. So it is gonna be what? 2y squared minus 2y. This one, it is go to the other side, it is what? 2y. Same to this one, minus y. This one plus 2 is equals to 0. So now let's group 2y squared minus 2 minus y. It is the same as minus 5y, and then plus 2 is equals to 0. And then now, I'm still gonna factorize. I love factorization. So in this case, you'll punch everything on your calculator and you'll get your answers as, now because of what you call, you'll punch on your calculator, right? So now let's go. So Lana, I will have what? 2y minus 1, and then y minus 2 is equals to 0. Y is equals to 1 over 2, or y is equals to 2. These are my y values. So now let me write here, guys. I don't have a space set anymore. So I said x it is equals to 2 y minus 2. So we are simply gonna substitute. So let me just use inspection because I don't have time. So x it is gonna be equals to what? Minus 1. And then or x it is gonna be equals to 2. So now x it is gonna be equals to minus 1 if you substitute half, because 2 times half is 1. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. And then so this one, it is this one is for that one. Mara, the main thing was on how to answer this question. So now let's go to the next one. So now on the last one, you're given what? Exponents, my favorite. M plus 1 plus 2m is equals to 3n plus 2 minus 3n. So now they're saying m and n are integers. Now they want the value of what? Of m plus n. So now when you see this same basis and then now split, guys, because they are adding or subtracting. I said that whenever they are adding or subtracting, split, you only make sure that you take to its simplest value when it is being multiplying. You see, I hope now you know how to split, guys. And we have been doing exponents since. So now check what's common there. It is what? 2 to the power of m. 2 to the power of 1 plus 1 is equals to 3 to the power of n. This one, it is what? 3 squared minus 1. Exponents, I love them. So now you have 2 to the power of m times what? 3, because 2 to the power of 1 plus 1, it is 3. This one, it is 3 to the power of n, which is what? 9 minus 1, 8. But now check, this one, since it is multiplying to that one, I can simply convert this one to what? 2 to the power of 3. And then now when it is here, guys, I hope you understood everything there. I simply split it here. Learn, I checked what's common, and then now I simplify it. This 8 comes, it is the same as 2 cubed. So now when it is this case, you can write to 2 to the power of m. It is equals to 2 to the power of 3. And then, 3 to the power of 1 is equals to 3 to the power of n. Whereby you can conclude the m it is equals to 3 because of same basis, and n is equals to 1. So since they wanted m plus n, so this one I'll confirm. Yeah, I think it's n or it's fine. So now this one would be what? M plus n, which is the same as what? 3 plus 1, which is equals to 4. You see? So now on this one, guys, there was nothing much. You simply had to apply what? The laws of exponents. It was very easy. The tricky part was this one, but we'll do more questions on those ones. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.